morning, or well, actually it's afternoon. Sorry, I have been a little busy this morning. My message, I was coming on a little late today. I had a doctor's appointment right over lunch hour, just, or right over our my video. Had to kind of move things around. It was those appointments that you make like a year in advance and you forget. So I'm on with you this afternoon. So happy everybody's having a great Tuesday. First things first, I want to remind everybody as you're on here that you can win prizes. Okay. So right now, one-on-one, it can be about real estate, anything. Okay. Real estate, a lot of people have a lot of questions. So I'm giving a free one-on-one away with a free one-on-one away. And I'll draw from November 15th. Okay. So all you have to do to enter is go ahead and like the video that you're watching. It doesn't matter what platform you're on, and then go ahead and comment on it, and that'll get you entered. Okay, get myself set up here. Sorry. So I'm going to jump right into it because I want to give you guys a little information on downsizing. When I talk downsizing, I don't necessarily talk. Okay, so the thing is, downsizing can be just three different things. Okay, and that's my point. Downsizing can be defined as, I'm going to give you kind of three definitions of downsizing and kind of where our mind goes with these, because we really kind of need to change this thought process. I'm just trying to give you guys all a good anchor and realize that this is stuff that can be done. Okay, let me kind of back up here a little bit. Sorry, I'm kind of getting a little bit. So downside typically is stressful for a lot of reasons, okay? So I'm just trying to make this so when it comes to downsize parent or yourself, like you're mentally prepared for that. You have yourself, your thought process, and you're already kind of working towards a few, okay? So it actually can be defined as different things, okay? So I'm going to go through them. The first way in downsizing is to reduce labor surplus. It gets a big negative rap is because a lot of people come and say, well, my company downsized and I just, my or they reorganized or whatever. So, that's where the big negativity comes into it, is where people sit there and say, I lost my job because the company downsized. Okay. Well, yes, that it happens. And you know what? Here's the thing is I can also share with you how you can individual income, do what I'm doing right here, and make probably more than what you're making at your job. Okay, so I'm just gonna, if you would like to know how, let me know. I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing, and you can go check it out and see what you think on it. Okay. Secondly, downsizing. Downsizing is, people think of downsizing as when you have to downsize a parent to a facility. So at this point, something's happened or they need more assistance in taking care of themselves or whatever, whether they're moving into a facility living or a nursing home or, God forbid, downsize because they have passed away. All right. So in one of my part-time jobs, I was part of the closet, and you surprised the people that came in and the stuff that they would give us for the clothing closet. Would have decades worth of clothing, that pulled out of grandma's closet or pulled out of mom's closet. And they didn't want to throw away because it wasn't, we have that still. I mean, I think a lot of people have that mentality still of they don't want things to go away. So they think somebody will get used, probably like way out, right? Okay. But here's my point of all of this is they would come in and you could just see stress and the overwhelm on their face when they would bring you these things, and they were just relieved to have this part done. Okay, to have out of the way. Okay, we're done. We've got this part. We know where that stuff is going to go. Okay, so the stress and the overwhelm with downsizing. So here's two reasons why downsizing can be so negative is if if you're taking care of a parent and they pass away or you have to move them to a home, those emotional things that have to go through are hard, let alone trying to figure out what to do with all of their things. Okay. So that's why I know earlier on about what you do with some memorable, so you want to, how you want to keep it memorable, but yet not necessarily any of those places, salvage any of those places. Okay. So that's what a lot of my other videos have been about is what you can do with that. All right. So that's defining downsizing in a. However, there is one big positive way that people don't automatically think about, and it's almost taboo to even say it in this manner. People do want to downsize because they just don't want to take care of this big house. So like here in the town that I live, there's a ton of like 5 homes. And I've talked to several people that their kids are not out of school. Their kids are now out. Some of them are married, whatever. And they have a big 5-bedroom house and they don't need it. They just don't need that much space any longer. So considering on downsizing, and this is a very positive thing. This is a positive way of defining downsizing, just minimalizing your and you see shows about this all the time, like the small house, the teeny house living, where people are just becoming minimalist. And my grandma always said, goes around comes around. Okay. And I do believe there was a time when we as people minimalists, we didn't weigh things, we didn't you didn't throw away anything, you found other purposes for it, and you didn't buy brand new unless you absolutely needed it. Okay. Now I do believe that there is what do you want to say, line in between there, having so much surplus that you just have so much to get rid of, to where you have I'm talking about the people that have every gadget, everything, to the people that are the minimalist, they use some completely or they get anything new. Okay. And I do think there's a fine line there of of being able to have the best of not necessarily being a minimalist, not being somebody who has to have everything. Okay. So but there's if downsizing, if what you want in this positive aspect is downsize, if that's one of your goals, save money, less is more in this instance. Like maybe your goal is get out of the winter and move someplace warm in wintertime. Maybe that is what your big goal is that, hey, you downsize and you want to move where it'll be warm in the winter and you want to be maybe here in the summer. There's a lot of people, they call them snowbirds around here. I don't know what call them snowbirds. So, they like to before the snow gets too crazy around here and before it gets too cold, and then they come back when it's warmed up. So, I see the best of both worlds with that. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean it's negative. However, with my course that I am putting forward, that is coming about 3 weeks. Okay. I've got my 2 free courses that are, one is going to be a buyer's course, and it's basically both the buyers and the seller's course are going to walk you through when a buying transaction and a selling transaction, what to start with and how to move forward, what to finish with. Okay. So, and finish that kind of thing. So those are going to be my 2 free that are coming out. One will probably be released the end of this week or beginning of next. And then the next week, it'll be the seller one. It'll either be the end of next week or the beginning, no more specific dates. I got 2 big recording days coming up. So I'm going to get those recorded and then get them up on my website so people can start utilizing those. So if you buy or looking to sell, guide them over to my website. My website, oops, wrong way. My website is rhondahouse.com. Okay, so that's how you spell my name right there. Okay, rhondahouse.com. Those of you on Instagram, I have it in the thing, but it's all in the description. Okay, so go to my my website and sign up for the courses. It's going to be forever and ever. Amen. Okay, so you guys can have those, and those will be released here the next 2 weeks. And then I have my bigger downsizing course but it's going to give people kind of a start to finish, like what some of the steps that need to take, and what are some things that you know that you have. So kind of give you a lay of the land before you get dumped right into this. Okay. Now, as far as like the buying and selling, I wish I was several years ago when I bought and I sold, because I had no idea how it worked. And I did have a great realtor. Don't get me wrong. I did have a great realtor, but it would have been nice of what was happening. It was going to all work out before I jumped into all this, because there were some things I could have done a little bit differently that would have made the process a little more. So there's that. So that's why I'm doing these courses, and I'm putting them out free to you guys, because I just think it's something. There's so many people that call me, hey, I'm really looking at buying a house. What do I don't even know where to begin. And they've already started looking at houses when actually they need to do financing first, or there's multiple before we start looking at houses. Okay, and multiple that can be done to help make the process smoother, and that way it'll make it less scary, because it'll be less. Now, with that said, it between states, but I have tried to keep it, if somebody from, say Missouri gets a hold of this, it's just going to be kind of a jet line of what happens from the beginning to the end. I always do recommend that you find a realtor in your area to kind of help define some of the state. Okay. And hey, I can help you do that. Let me know. Shoot me a Facebook message, or, get on my website and you can send. Yeah. So anyway, I've got those 2 coming out. So I tell you what, guys, here's what I would like to see you do today is not only will you be waiting for those free courses to come out, but I also want you to go ahead and click, if you're on YouTube, click the subscribe button and hit the bell, and then that'll get you notified every time I create, or whatever, it'll get you notified every time I come on. Now, I'm probably going to be changing the times on this a little bit, just because, and I'll let you know that ahead of time when I do change the time a little earlier with it, and get some of these other appointments, and get you guys done over with. I shouldn't say done and over with, but get you guys get you guys something for the day versus later. Okay. And then if you're on Facebook, go ahead and let them know that you want to be notified every time I'm on. And if you're on Facebook or any other platform, pop over the bell. That way you know for sure notified. All right. So, all right. I will see you guys all tomorrow about 11 o'clock. And you guys have an amazing day. Talk